are exactly 100 Generation 2 Pokemon, and I am going to rank every single one. I already did Generation 1 in a previous video. These are my tiers, very standard tier list. Let's just begin. Should I rank these on how they compare to Generation 1 at all? No, I think I'm just gonna go this whole generation on its own plane of existence. Chickarita is adorable. I'm gonna put it in S tier. I think I speak for all of us when I say that Bayleaf is way better than Meganium. Maybe it's because of my emotional attachment to it because of the anime, but I'm gonna put Bayleaf in S tier. I'm gonna put Meganium in A tier. It just doesn't have that fierceness that Bayleaf has. Cyndaquil is S tier. It has this determination, but also it's very feeble. It perfectly exemplifies how a new player feels going into the game, and that's why I think a lot of people pick Cyndaquil. Quilava, A tier. Typhlosion hits every bit of that final evolution triumphant fierceness while also being the player's friend. Totodile is gonna go in S tier. Very endearing character in the anime. Crocodile, it works, but it really is just a stepping stool for getting to Feraligatr, which is also gonna go in S tier. You know it, okay? Maybe my glasses are rose colored. Maybe Sentret goes in A. A lot of people are gonna be mad about this because, oh, furry walk, so funny. Furret is gonna go in C tier. I think Furret's lame. Hoothoot has Sentret syndrome. I love the first evolution. I think it's a very compelling design. Noctowl goes in C tier. It's so lame. Ladybug, not super compelling to me. I'm gonna put it in C. Ledian, gonna go in B. I think Spinnerak's pretty cute. I'll put it in B tier next to Ledian. Ariados, kind of boring compared to Spinnerak. I think I'll put it in C. I think I like Crobat less than Golbat, but I think I'll put it in A tier because it's still very cool. Chinchou, B tier. Lantern's really cool. I'm gonna put Lantern in S tier. Pichu, do not care for Pichu. C. Cleffa is gonna go in D tier. Okay, why does it exist? Same with Igglybuff, D tier. Not fun to look at or to use in the game. Togepi, it's unique. B tier. Togetic, C tier. What even is that? I think Natu and Xatu are both great. I'm gonna put Natu in B tier and Xatu in A tier. Mareep is adorable, and anytime I get the chance to catch this line, I always do. I'm gonna put Mareep in S, Flaffy in A, and Ampharos in S. Blossom, pretty cute. B, you know, Meryl's nothing special. I never really have a desire to use a Meryl. I'm gonna put it in D. Azumarill, yeah, B. Sudowoodo, great personality. And also, it gets the Snorlax treatment by being a roadblock in the game, making it much more memorable. I'm gonna put Sudowoodo in A. Politoed is an interesting case because I do not like Poliwrath, but I do like Poliwhirl. And I think it's a weird deviation from that line. I'm gonna put Politoed in C. Hoppip is cool. I think I'll put it in B. Skiploom can go in C. It's kind of lame. Jumpluff? Jumpluff is really cool. I actually usually use a Jumpluff in my Gen 2 runs. A tier. Apom, a lot of energy and a lot of personality in the anime. I'm gonna put this guy in A tier. Sunkern can go in B. I like Sunflora. I'm gonna put it in B. Yanma. Now this is interesting. A lot of people love Yanma. I look at Yanma and I don't feel much. C. Wooper is another Pokemon with a big online following. I think Wooper's great. I don't think it's like the greatest Pokemon ever, but I will put it in A tier and Quagsire in B tier. Espeon and Umbreon are both really cool. I think Umbreon is a much more effective design and honestly just deserves to go in S tier. Espeon's gonna have to stay down in A. I think Murkrow is a great design. I think it does Pokemon wearing clothes perfectly. So many other Pokemon take it way too far. Murkrow goes in A. Slowking, I like it well enough. I'll put it in B. I love Misdreavus. It's so weird that it's Gen 2 and doesn't get an evolution until Gen 4. I'm gonna put it next to Murkrow. I think they're very similar in quality. Unknown, F tier, boring Pokemon. Literally have never been interested in unknowns. Wobbuffet. I can do better. Wah! No, never mind. Okay. A tier. Girafarig. I think Girafarig deserves some love. Where's Mega Girafarig? Gigantamax Girafarig? Anything. A regional Girafarig, an evolution. It needs to do something with it because it's A tier. I think Pineco is gonna go in B tier because Forretress is awesome. S tier. I think Dunsparce is great. Why haven't they done anything with Dunsparce? I'm gonna put Dunsparce in B tier. I think Gligar is a very fun little guy. And honestly, just an interesting, I'm gonna A tier. Can I keep up these explanations for each Pokemon for every generation? I don't know. Steelix is gonna go in S tier. They took Onix and cranked the coolness factor up to 1,000,000. Snubbull, boring, B tier. Granbull, D tier. Why is it even there? Quillfish? Like, what reason does it have to exist other than just fodder? Oh, I found a Quillfish. I'm gonna kill it. D tier. Scizor is a masterclass in character design. S tier. Such a cool guy. Oh man, I wish I was a Scizor. Shuckle's another one with a cult following that I'm actually a part of. I think Shuckle is an absolute delight, and I'm gonna put it in A tier. Heracross, S tier. The bugs in this generation are just awesome. I mean, I just love its proportions. Honestly, Sneasel on its own, I'm not a huge fan of. I think I'll put it in B. Teddiursa, kind of a boring Pokemon. C tier. Ursaring, you know, I think Ursaring gets a bad rap. Contrary to what I said about Quillfish being fodder, I think Ursaring is also fodder, but it adds a lot to the world by being there. And I think I'll put it in B tier. I think Slugma's actually a really cute Pokemon, and I wish that Slugma and Magcargo were more viable to actually use in a playthrough. I'm gonna put Slugma in B tier and Magcargo in C tier. Swinub is adorable. That's really all it's got going for it. It's like a little raindrop. I'm gonna put it in B tier. Piloswine I will put in A tier. I think that's a great design. Corsola is gonna go in A. It's another Pokemon that adds a lot to the world. Remoraid. I find Remoraid to be boring. C tier. Octillery, on the other hand, I think them as a whole is a really cool line, and Octillery is really great. I'm gonna put Octillery in A tier. Delibird is gonna go in, man, it might go in S. No, it's gonna go in A. Mantine doesn't really have that much going for it design-wise. It's a strong C from me. Skarmory, I think, is really cool. I wish they did more with Skarmory. Where's Mega Skarmory or Gigantamax Skarmory or a Skarmory Evolution or a Skarmory Pre-Evolution with Skarmory having boosted stats? There's so many things they could do with it. I will put it in A tier. Houndour and Houndoom are nothing compared to Growlithe and Arcanine, but that's not how I'm rating these. I'm rating these based on just this generation. So Houndour is gonna go in B tier, and Houndoom's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Kingdra is really cool. A. Phanpy is adorable. Putting it in S tier. Donphan is also really cool. I think Phanpy and Donphan have a warm place in my heart because they had such good cards as a kid. Donphan's gonna go in A. Actually, S. I think Porygon's cool, but Porygon 2, not a very satisfying sequel, to be honest. B tier. Stantler, C. Smeargle, I used to love Smeargle for some reason, and now I look at it and I'm like, what is your deal? So I'm gonna put it in C tier. I've always thought Tyrogue was a very compelling pre-evolution for Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee because he's got so much heart, and I like his proportions. I'm gonna put it in A. Hitmontop, really cool design. I think they did him dirty with the 3D sprites. Gen 2 Hitmontop goes in S. Smoochum, D. I am not a fan of baby Pokemon, except for Elekid and Magby. These guys are awesome. I have an Elekid figurine in a little ball of soap downstairs. I need to use the soap to get the Elekid figurine out. Magby is also gonna go in S tier. I think these are great Pokemon. Miltank is gonna go in S. Everyone remembers Miltank. Blissey is just a great follow-up to Chansey, and it has a great gimmick where it just has so much HP. I'm gonna put it in A. The legendary beasts are hard for me to rank. Everyone loves Suicune, so I'm inclined to put Suicune in S tier, and based on what I've put in S tier, all of them are like really cool designs compared to everything else. So I think I'll just put them all in S tier, but here's my ordering. Entei is my favorite. I like Suicune the second most, and by the smallest margin, the smallest little sliver, I like Raikou less than Suicune. Larvitar, very cute. A. Pupitar, interesting application of the cocoon transition evolution. B. And Tyranitar, obviously S tier, very iconic pseudo-legendary. Lugia and Ho-Oh, both gonna go in S tier. I like Lugia more than Ho-Oh, I must say. And Celebi is gonna go in S tier. This generation has really solid legendary designs. So there you have it. That is my ranking of the Gen 2 Pokemon. Here's my S tier. my A tier, there's my B tier, my C tier, and my D and F tiers. If you want to see more rankings like this and other types of Pokemon content, subscribe and leave a comment on some dumb opinion I said that you don't agree with, or a hot take that I validated for you. Anyway, that'll be all for today. See you in the next video very, very soon. Bye!